youngins. Thought I'd tell you a story on this Christmas night. At least the night before. 'Twas the night before Christmas, the down home feel. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a critter was sober, not even my spouse. The beer cans were strung in all corners with care, in hopes that somehow they'd just disappear. The young'uns were passed out flat on their backs, with visions of moon pies and big antler racks. Mom in her moo-moo and I in coon cap had just finished off what was left in that trap. Went out on the porch, there arose such a noise, grabbed my shotgun, teach a lesson to them boys. I stumbled to the swamp cooler in less than a flash, peeked out in the woods while scratching my rash. The hound dog was barking at something out there, thought he saw something like a coon or a bear. When one did my wondering eyes focus on, only 3 of the 4 cars lay still on the lawn. I couldn't believe it, a darn dirty trick. The Pinto was gone, I was now feeling sick. My mind was a-racing with colorful curse. I was ready to wrestle, or something much worse. Now, John Boy, now Billy Joe, Bobby and Marcel, dang you Eddie and Eugene, Claude and Odell, grabbed the Mrs. Bunny slippers and rode from the hall, hoping this time that darn pickup don't stall. As I ran through the cold night, I stepped in the mud, tripped over the dog, kicked a half-drunken bud. I got in the truck and started a-roaring, wished to God I was back in that double-wide snoring. I drove around the holler and all the way back, hit a bump, almost lost the gun rack. The Pinto was nowhere and all to be found. It weren't in the sky or broke on the ground. Passed by the pond, the bend of the trailers, drove by the feed store and all the hay balers. Past Makeout Mountain where I once almost scored, and the house where all our moonshine were stored. Returned to the house and drove around back. Saw the hammock full of toys and a nice little stack. Saw something green at the side of my eye. Got down on my knees and I started to cry. The Pinto was there on 4 cinder blocks, right next to the fire pit surrounded by rocks. Busted gear shift and throw stayed still on the seat. Hole in the floor where I rested my feet. The car horn stove, shining bright in the dawn, the best sight to cover half of my lawn. As I belched towards the door and walked out of sight, down home Christmas all, to all a good night. Good night, y'all.